Hello and welcome to another episode of Daily Reflections. We have been doing this, for a couple, maybe 3 months now, and I'm still enjoying it. I hope you are as well. This is my way of connecting with you and letting you grab a little glimpse of my life and my daily routine and the different things that happen and go on in my world. And I hope that you're still enjoying this time that we spend together. Today's been a great day. It's kind of mild out here, and I was saying in my mind, I was saying this. It's almost like a novel. It's almost like those first few pages of a novel that are trying to set the scene, and it's very much like that. There's a slight drizzle that's going on right now. You can hear it drizzling on our magnolia tree. We have a magnolia tree here in the front yard, and it's starting to bloom, and you can hear the rain bouncing and pitter-pattering on the big leaves, and it sounds so amazing. There's an owl who lives in the trees across the street. He's hooting like nobody's business. He's getting ready for an afternoon or an early evening of going through the pastures around our house, finding him some mice to eat for dinner. There are several birds that are just sitting around in the trees, and you can hear the adult and the baby birds chirping and carrying on all through this. There's a kid riding their four-wheeler up and down the road, and that's kind of going in the background. And for the rest of the part, it's pretty peaceful around here. It's a wonderful setting, a wonderful scene here. It's very, very peaceful. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Jesus says, "My peace I leave with you." He tells us the writer tells us in the 23rd Psalms that we walk through green pastures, still waters. That's where the Lord leads us and takes us. And even when we get into trouble, He's still with us. Jesus says, in this world you're going to have tribulation, but I've given you peace. So today, what I want to talk to you about is the chaos that is going on in our country. There are rioters and looters. There are those who are protesting violently and those who are protesting peacefully. There are those who really are just angry with everything. There are those who hate history and want to burn it all to the ground. There are those who hate America and want to burn it all to the ground. But what do you and I have to do? As children of the Most High God, we have to find peace. We have to find a peaceful place, a peaceful time, a peaceful spirit in all of this chaos. Because when it all boils down and things begin to start to pan out, people are going to be looking for answers. And we have the answers. We have the answers because Jesus is the answer. There's an old song from the 70s, "Jesus is the answer for the world today." I believe it's an Andre Crouch song. And that's really the key to this thing. Jesus is the answer. We get tied up in watching the news, and according to which channel you're watching, it tells you on which scale we are, we're all going to fall apart. Some of it on a scale of 10, some of them are at 9, some of them are at 10, some of them are at 12. On a scale of 1 to 10, they're on a 12 as the world's falling apart. But you know what? That's what they do. Broadcasters wouldn't have anything to do if there was no bad news, because they're not going to talk about good news. They wouldn't have anything to talk about if there wasn't bad news and chaos going on. They're living the high life right now. But when it all boils down, when it all starts to settle down, people are going to be looking for real answers. And that answer is Jesus Christ. So you and I have to find a place where we are peaceful, where we can study, where we can read, where we can harmonize our spirit with the Word, and we can connect with God on a peaceful basis. I was sitting on the back porch a couple of days ago, and the dog was barking. The fly on my microphone right here. The dog was barking. The horse was arguing with the dog. He was braying at the dog. There was a kid. Like I said, there was a kid riding a motorcycle. There was some guys shooting fireworks, shooting their guns, and it was just chaotic. On my back porch, there was all this noise going. But all of a sudden, the kid went inside, the dudes ran out of fireworks, the dog got in his house, and the horse moved across the yard, and there was silence. And it was so peaceful. It was so quiet, so peaceful. And I just bowed my head and began to talk to the Lord. I found myself this morning at Ashworth Middle School. It's football workouts. And there's a time there where I was checking in golfers, I was checking in wrestlers, I was checking in football players, checking their temperature, making sure they fill out the forms, answer all the questions, different things like that. And after the rush of 20 kids coming in through there from 3 different sports, after the rush of them all coming through there, it got real quiet. The geese were in the pond, and there was nobody driving up and down the road on Warrior Path, and it was peaceful. I had my phone with me. I turned it on. I started listening to the book of Isaiah, and for about 15 minutes, I sat there in serene peace and enjoyed the surroundings. I'm in the middle of Calhoun. I'm right there on Warrior Drive. There's probably 30 or 40 kids up at the high school, doing volleyball tryouts, football workouts. They're up there working on different things. There's teachers up there that are working. There's guys that were maintenance guys that were working in both schools. There was all kind of people all around me. But for that moment, that 10, 15 minutes, there was peace. There was peace. But you have to find it. You have to find a way to get into the presence of God in a peaceful setting. It may be Gary and Pam are on Tybee Island right now, and I guarantee you they're not stressed out. They're at peace. There's some situations going on and different things like that. Her dad, Doc has been in and out of the hospital and been to the nursing home. He's being released this weekend. But I guarantee you right now they are at peace. My mom and my sister are in Florida. Sister, brother-in-law, niece, they're all down in Florida. I guarantee you they're not stressed out. I have some friends of mine who are up in the Smoky Mountains. I've got some friends of mine who are down in Panama City. I've got some friends who are up in North Carolina. I've got some friends in South Carolina who are all on vacation, relaxing. But I've also got some people who are sitting on their back porch right here in Calhoun, who are sitting on their back porch in Dalton, who are enjoying the peace that comes only from God. Mike and Bubba like to get out and go sit in a tree, wait on a deer to walk by so that they can have food, for the winter. Stock up their freezers with deer meat. They go and stand in the field and wait on call a turkey, wait on a turkey to come by, and that's a peaceful time for them. That's a peaceful time. I've got friends of mine who like to go down and sit on the side of the lake, throw a hook in. If they catch something, fantastic. If they don't, they enjoy the peaceful surroundings. It's in those times that you can shut out the rest of the world and find some time with God. It may be sitting in your living room reading your Bible. It may be sitting on your back porch. It may be sitting out in your backyard around a fire pit. It may be sitting in your car in traffic, wherever you can find the time to get peaceful and get in the presence of God. That is a key to surviving this world, and especially during this time of world chaos. Find time to get peaceful. Find time to unwind, settle down, and let God speak to you. Coming from my front porch here in a peaceful setting in Sonoraville, Pastor Sean, letting you know that I love you, I care about you. I'm looking forward to being in service with you this weekend at Irwin Hill Church. God bless you is my prayer.